Hello and welcome to UMD News for this hour. In our today's edition, we will look into the following stories from Ethiopia and the Horn. This is Shimelis Gebremichael. Please stay with us. Ethiopian Prime Minister criticized Addis Ababa city administration. More than 446 industries cease production in Ethiopia. 20 million at risk of hunger in the Horn of Africa. Journalists in Ethiopia say press freedom is at crossroads. Please do not forget to like and share our programs and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And now, the news in detail. Ethiopian Prime Minister criticized Addis Ababa city administration. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is critiquing members of the administration over corruption and service delivery issues. During an evaluation ceremony or meeting, many has realized that the Prime Minister is struggling with the prevalent corruption in the city administration. The Prime Minister criticized sentiments of parochialism on grounds of ethnic identity as well as highly corrupt practices in land administration. Abiy also slammed the members for their disinterest in making service delivery available to those who are not paying bribes. The Prime Minister's approach on the land policies and decisions of apportioning plots irrespective of the legitimacy is what many are criticizing the government over favoring members in his circle and politically affiliated individuals. More than 446 industries cease production in Ethiopia. Ethiopian Ministry of Industry said it has identified more than 446 industries that have halted operations. The minister, Melaku Al-Lebel, noted that the country is engaged in regional campaigns to address the problems mainly by working on attracting more investment. Minister Melaku said the reason for defunct of these industries include shortages of labor, lack of resources, finance and infrastructure, as well as lack of coordinated government support, presenting obstacles to production. Improving productivity in the manufacturing industry, which constitutes about 50% of the sector, was one of the areas the government was working on, the minister said, adding that the campaign will not end at year-long but will extend, allowing the opportunity to provide sustainable solution to the challenge observed. According to the information we generated from Addis Standard Media, the campaign will have forums, exhibitions, and recognition of exemplary manufacturing industries as well as other related programs. 20 million at risk of hunger in the Horn of Africa. From southern Ethiopia to northern Kenya and Somalia, swathes of land across the Horn of Africa are being ravaged by the drought that has put 20 million people at risk of starvation. This is the East African current update. According to this information, the donor conference last week raised almost 1.4 billion for the region, which the UN says is facing its worst drought in 40 years. In the afflicted areas, people are out of living mainly from herding and subsistence farming. They are experiencing their fourth consecutive poor rainy season since the end of 2020. The UN's World Food Programme WFP said last month the number of hungry people due to drought could spiral from the current estimated 14 million to 20 million through 2022. The UN Humanitarian Response Agency OCHA also said 6 million Somalis, 40% of the population, are facing extreme level of food insecurity, and there is a very real risk of a famine in the coming months if current conditions prevail. And finally, journalists in Ethiopia say press freedom is at crossroads. When Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed took office 4 years ago, Reporters Without Borders a Paris-based group that promotes press freedom, raised Ethiopia's ranking in its International Press Freedom Index by 40 places. VOA came up with this report recently. However, since the war between the federal government forces in the Tigray region began in late 2020, Ethiopia has dropped in the rankings. To mark World Press Freedom Day 2022, VOA spoke to Ethiopian journalists about how free they feel to carry out their work. Elias Maseret, who worked with the Associated Press, told VOA that press freedom in Ethiopia is at a crossroads. Elias said the government has a responsibility to let media professionals do their job freely. This means without any harassment and intimidation. Assegid Mulugeta, a radio presenter, thinks press freedom has improved in recent years. However, that progress has since reversed, according to Ethiopian journalists who documented that 46 journalists were detained in the country in 2021, making Ethiopia one of the worst jailers of journalists in Africa. The state-backed Ethiopian Human Rights Commission released a statement expressing concern for journalist Gobezi Sisai, whose whereabouts are unknown since plainclothes officers arrested him on Sunday. Another journalist, Amir Aman Kiyaro, and his colleagues Thomas Ngida were arrested in November and released in March, but they still may face years in prison if convicted of violating the country's wartime state of emergency law and anti-terrorism law. Well, with that, we come to the end of the news for today. This is UMD Media. Please do not forget to like and share our programs and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow our programs through our other platforms to become the first to know what is going on in Ethiopia, the Horn, Africa, and the world in general. You can easily reach us via our email address newstips2020umd@gmail.com. Thank you for watching and have a good one.